There's a chapter in the book actually where I talk about little things and big wins. And it was a theme of one of the directors' conference, the franchise events we hosted towards the latter years of our business journey. And I think it was a really interesting chapter to write, because as I'm reflecting on our story, everybody wants to know the secret to your success. They want to know, what was that one big thing that you did that made the difference, that catapulted you into stardom, that broke all the records and distanced yourself from the competition. And of course, sadly, unsatisfactorily, there is no one thing. There is no single silver bullet that that can account for what we achieved. It's more like the Colonel Sanders KFC recipe. There are 11 herbs and spices. There's lots of little things that get sprinkled through the story that you think, on reflection, are real contributors to our sustainable success. So, one of those things that it took me a while to learn is that people matter. Like, that's one of the secrets to our success. People matter. I'm a very task-driven person. Instinctively, I like to do things. I like to make stuff happen. And sometimes relationships and people and feelings and emotion are a secondary consideration for me, because I am so fixated on the prize. I'm so determined about the outcome, and I miss the journey. Fortunately, my wife is geared exactly the opposite way, and so she has been a great life coach to me, helping me understand that people matter, relationships matter. And I really learned this, actually. I tell this story in the book, but I really learned this when I fell sick with viral meningitis. I was hospitalised and out for the count for a couple of weeks, and really worried about how I was going to run the businesses at such a fragile stage of its beginnings. And I was just worried about all these things, and I felt like God whispered to me, the business doesn't matter, the money doesn't matter, the tasks, the deadlines, the projects, they don't matter. People matter. I felt like he whispered that to me. And it was the inspiration, actually, to launch our first charitable foundation called the SOS Health Foundation, which was an acronym called Success or Significance, which was a play on the distress signal of Save Our Souls. And people mattered. And even today, we run a different foundation for missional philanthropy, and it's called the Jabez Fund, but the tagline on it still is, because people matter. And I think this is one of the little things that contributed to our success. We valued relationship. Even if it wasn't my natural inclination, it was a learned value. We put people first. We didn't always get it right. And some of my biggest regrets are when I've hurt people in the process, but I always sought to recover people. Relationship first, relationship first. And it's one of those little things that just ekes into the culture, ekes into the process, the strategy, the commercial tactics of the business. People first, relationship matters. And surprise, surprise, when you gather a crowd of like-minded, like-hearted people, you can achieve a whole lot more than any one person on their own. And this becomes part of your success story. It becomes the legacy, actually, of what you've built. It's actually who you did it with more than what you've done. So I'm very grateful to Paulina. She helped instill that in me, as did other mentors around me. And I think it would be my encouragement to everybody listening.